Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Rick here, and today I kind of had to make this video. It was just burning in my mind, which is about your mind, the lab, the laboratory that you have to create the change that you want. There's been a lot of complaining. I've been seeing a lot of complaining everywhere, all over my Facebook, all over people. Everybody's just annoyed. There's, money's not enough, jobs are crappy. People are just like, people are not happy with our governments and our leaders and stuff like that. We're not happy. We're just generally not happy. And a couple of years ago, I got a slap from a mentor, a coach of mine, who said to me, Rick, when you're complaining, it means that you have a preference and a vision in your head of something that you want, but you're not willing to risk creating it. Oh, that punched me in the gut because I realized, whoa, okay, what am I doing? So I started spending time and time trying to find, and recently I really found the way to do it. And that is through a couple of resources that we already have. Everybody has these resources, and they are the most important resources ever. And what are these? Time and work. Time and work. These are the two resources that you have to change the situations that are in your life that you don't like. And in your community, in the world, these are the things we have. Time is the most important resource, because once you lose your time, you've lost it, you're gone, you're dead. Once all your time that you have left is gone, that's it. You left this planet. And work, I think, is the most important, because work, its ability to multiply what you have. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. Time is another thing. We'll talk another time. But work, guys, work is the thing. And I'm not really talking about physical work. Now, there is physical work. There is a part for physical work. Maybe one day I'll make a video about that. But mental work is what I'm going to talk about. Mental work. It comes first when you're trying to change things, because in your mind, first of all, you need to strategize and plan how you are going to change things. Now, your mind is so powerful. And maybe you're a sportsman and you're going, well, I don't use my mind. To be honest, you really do use your mind. Your mind is where what teaches your muscles, the muscle memory to do the sport that you do very well. So it's your mind. Even if you're a musician, you may play the piano with your fingers, but it is your mind that is training your fingers what to do. It is in your mind that you learn it, and then your body follows. Your mind, where your mind goes, your body follows, really. And mental work comes first in all these things. So really, let me challenge you. Your mind is probably one of the most important tools that you have in your arsenal. It's the most important tool that you have in your arsenal. But when's the last time you used it? When's the last time you used your head, your mind to read a book? Since some of us, we last read a book when we were like doing studies in school and in uni. That's the last time we read a book. And you're a grown-ass man, a grown-ass woman, and you literally, when's the last time, let's check this. When's the last time you read a book that was not anything to do with your job, and it wasn't for entertainment? So it wasn't like fiction or whatever, like Mills and Boone. That's how old I am. I know Mills and Boone. When's the last time? Ask yourself that. Because when's the last time you sat down with a concept, closed the door behind you in your private room and really kind of just dissected the concept and thought about it and pulled it apart and reassembled it in different ways and changed your perspective and got an aerial view and looked down on the issue? When is the last time you worked your mind muscles out, to solve a real issue? When's the last time you proper brooded over a matter, and really looked at it from all angles? When's the last time you meditated over something that was bothering you? Okay, I'm gonna make this practical, because I know some people like, why are you talking about, Rick? This is too ethereal. This is too up there. Pie in the sky. I'm gonna give you an example, because you see, this really makes me unhappy, because we just really don't think sometimes, and we're not willing to use our minds. Okay, let's say you're heartbroken by the conditions that black people, are in your community. Now, I can say in the world, that's too big because, but let's say you're an American, you live in a community, and you're annoyed by the condition of black people there. Let's say you're Zimbabwean and you live in Zimbabwe and you're annoyed and you are heartbroken by the condition of people there. Let's say you're a black person in London. Let's say you're wherever you are, and you are heartbroken by the conditions we are in. What can you do? The one thing you have been given is your mind. Because I'm tired of just complaining and moaning and us going, oh, it's all racism and whatever. Do you know what? Let me just get it out here now. Okay, let's say it's racism. No one actually cares. White people are not going to give up their privilege because they feel for you. They may say it. Even like they may say it because they want your votes, but they're not going to give up their privilege. Asian people are not going to give you their work ethic. Like, all of a sudden they can transfer their work ethic to us, and make us, have better jobs and work better and give us their ingenuity. Jewish people are not going to give us their shrewdness with money, that skill with money. They're not going to give us that. It's up to us as black people to think ourselves out of our situations, get the solutions out of our mind, and then we can implement them. We have to solve our high crime rate that is making us targets for police. We have to solve the high family breakup rate that's making our kids grow up in dysfunctional and upside down households. We are the ones who've got to look at this religion that we have that is not producing any results, where we are the most religious people, but yet, if God is supposed to be on our side, surely we should be living better lives. But no, we just go to church day by day and nothing is happening in our community. I'm sorry, this kind of stuff really it gets me heated. So sometimes I get a bit. But there's, what can you do? You, number one, have to find out what your field of expertise is. Everyone was born with a place that is your own. You can find this out. That's the first bit of mental work you've got to do. Instead of moaning and crying and and making trying to guilt trip everybody into giving you. You may guilt trip them, but they're not going to give you nothing. You think black people are going to get reparations? Nothing. They'll give you nothing. But if you mentally go, number one, go and find out what you were meant to be on this earth for. What are you good at? You go out, the mental work of finding out your purpose and what you're amazing at is, because that's your weapon. What you're amazing at is the weapon you were given at birth that will help you to solve our issues. So you do this by, doing analysis of, your past, your likes and dislikes, your what you're good at, what people see in you, all those things. There's a bunch of things that I can say on that. So it's a different topic, but that's the first mental work you got to do. You got to find your purpose. And then when you found it, then the hard work begins. You need to be a leader in that particular field. It's too big to try and solve all the problems that black people are having in the world. So you need to find, first in your field, become a master, become a king, become the best in the world at that. And this is where you've got only two resources that will help you: the time that you have and your work ethic, the mental work you can do. This is where, let's say you're called, or your purpose is, okay, I'll go with myself. I love words. I'm a wordsmith. I play around with words, ideas, concepts, and everything. So I know that I need to be a master at those things, at words and at writing stuff and at understanding things. So do you know what? I love to study history. I love to study science. I love to study philosophy. And I really, instead of just reading for fun, I have taken some of this stuff and put it down in my phone, in my Evernote app, and really kind of just expanded on it and really been taking it. I'll give you an example. For me, there's an ancient text that I always used to read and love called, and it used to say, the way it says is that, it's an instruction that was given in days of old that if you want something done, you've got to write the vision and make it plain so that the people who read it can run. So I sat down with that and I was working over it for days. Okay, write the vision. What is that about? Okay, when this was written back in the day, but now how does this apply to me? Writing the vision. And from that, I came up with ideas where I was really like, okay, so I am a writer. I'm good with language. I need to be writing articles all over social media. I need to be and distributing them all over social media. I need to be writing them on Medium. I need to be writing them on a blog. But even before that, I need to be creating a book. I really had been pontificating about writing a book for a very long time, and now I'm actually got my ideas and it's moving forward. So I went away and researched, how do you write a book? How do you write a book if you're not a natural writer like everybody else? How do you put a book together? And now I'm writing books. And even something then said to me, no, you need to keep writing the books. From that, I even found out that I need to be continuous about it. I can't just write once and leave it at that if I want to change things in my community. Now, you may not be like me. Obviously, you're not like me. You don't have a massive head like this. You're your own person. But what is it that you are called for? What is it that you are good at? What is it that you are good at? Because you need to take that and not be lazy and sit down in a private place and start thinking about how you can expand that. You can expand it. You can become number one at it. And you look at your market. You start saying, okay, who are, find out every single thing about that area, that area. Find out every single thing that you can about it. This is the work that I'm talking about that you need to do in your mind, in the laboratory of your mind. Almost like a scientist. You need to methodically sit down and like break it apart into little bits and say, okay, this month I need to do this. Next month I need to do this. And you see, that's what you can do with your time. Instead of watching Game of Thrones and like Scandal and like all this. I know Empire's good, but like, trust me, there are better things to do. You can't just moan and then go and watch Empire all day. It just doesn't work like that. You've got to do something about it. When you go out, you put something together. You learn how to present your ideas. You learn how to monetize them and turn them into money, because everything you'll need will cost money, right? We got to create generational wealth in our Black community. If we don't create that wealth, it won't work. But your call, your purpose has money hidden in it. And that's how you're going to help your community. There's, these are some of the practical steps that I'm talking about. Because at this level, then, you can then step up. Because let's be honest here. In the next 10 years or so, about 30% of leadership positions in the world are going to become open. I'm talking pulpits of churches. I'm talking government positions. I'm talking of positions in companies, senior positions in companies. I'm talking about our schools are going to need new heads and new teachers in the education field, in entertainment. New leaders are going to rise up as entertainers. There are going to be new media outlets that are going to open. You've got 10 years. That is the time that you've got. You've got 10 years to become number one at what you do. You've got to grow up. Yes, there's patience and you need to keep working. Why do you think I produce a video a week now? It's because I am working on my own and becoming number one at what I do. I don't try and be like anybody else. I don't try to be funny because that's not my gift. However, what I do have is I can present these ideas and I'm getting better at it. So you need to become that, because in 10 years, you're going to walk around, you're going to turn around, and a Donald Trump is going to have turned himself from an entertainment guy into a president. And you will not have moved anything in your life. And you're going to moan and say, there's nothing that's happening to us in the Black community. That's because you're not doing the work. You're not doing the mental work. History will tell you that white people are where they are at because hundreds and thousands of years ago, their forefathers decided to en masse reason and logic themselves out of their barbarism, and they moved into what they were now, and they created and they explored the earth and they subdued other people. But they did it. They did something. They worked. So now we can moan and say, oh, yeah, that's not fair, whatever, whatever. Or we can say, all right, I need to do this for the sake of my kids, for the sake of my generations, for the sake of our community. I hope this hits you in some way and you guys can take it another level. Share, comment, like my page, to see more videos. Next week I'll be bringing another one as well. We'll always be doing this. We've got Journey to £1 Million, the journey that I'm going. Once a month I bring out a video on that, and also a couple of articles here and there that I'm always writing. Remember, I'm a writer mainly. There'll even be an article connected to this video. Make sure you read it as well. And I hope you can start doing something. 10 years from now, we'll just be 10 years older. And I hope you can say to me, Rick, 10 years ago, you challenged me to become the best at whatever that I am good at. And now, I am dragging my community into the 21st century. We are dragging the black community into the 21st century. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a good weekend. Bye.